Hey, episode 7 of Space Coast Real Elite Wrestling. 3, 2, 1, screw. So anyways, tonight we got an awesome show. We're gonna be doing Monday Night Wars.
Hell yeah. Monday Night Wars.
And we're gonna tie into the upcoming Wednesday Night Wars.
Yeah.
NXT.
Yeah, that's going to be on coming up in October.
Yeah, the beginning of October.
That's going to be an awesome time.
Yep, Chris Jericho, the first AEW World Champion.
Yes, I call it.
Crown. You did call that. You did. I thought they were going to go with the younger guy.
It was a hell of a match, man.
Yep.
So
I've never seen Jericho bleed so much.
Really?
Oh yeah, man.
I gotta go back and watch it. I heard it's on YouTube.
Yeah, he got split open. He was a blood his ass.
Dude,
won it with the Judas effect.
That's the elbow, right?
That's
he does that background.
Elbow he did. Yeah,
right on. So, but my question is with that, I honestly thought they were maybe going to go for the younger guy, but you know what's cool about that? I just realized the very first undisputed WWE champion. He was the very first one.
You beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
And now, if AEW takes off successfully, which I think it will, he is the very first AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And apparently the belt got stolen.
Yeah, he's got it back.
He's got it back.
Oh, he got it back. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I knew he was going to win. Just because, the young guy, whatever. But for that first championship, they needed that name.
Absolutely.
They needed to give it that prestige.
Because a lot of people... I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know much about Hangman Page till just recently, but I've known about Jericho for the last 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But, you see how far... Hey, congratulations, Chris Jericho. You deserve it.
Well, like I said, it was an awesome match. It really was. It was a great match. Yeah, it was the people I was watching it with were... they just knew. They kept saying they just knew that CM Punk was going to come out of the end because they were in Chicago. And Jericho's going to win, and then Punk's going to come out. And I was like, it would be cool, but I just don't see it happening.
And
no. It didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
It didn't happen.
And fans were all upset, but
there was a lot of butthurt people.
That's up to yes, it was. That's up to CM Punk. He's got to make a decision, man. Kind of seems like he's
absolutely.
Absolutely. Making his own decisions right now. I think he's loving it right now.
I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't see Punk coming back to wrestling.
I don't know.
Really,
there's a part of me that says no as well. He's been out of the game for 5 years. 5 years, excuse me. And his MMA career was very short-lived. No offense. I wouldn't have the cojones to go in there and do that, but kudos to you. But
I probably would have fared just as well as he did. Because, it just, pretty much it was like the bell rung and he immediately started getting the shit beat out of him. So.
Yeah, dude. And,
But,
anywho, pineapples.
Don't you ever cut me off.
No.
He's got a bad habit of doing that, and I just laughed it off. But
one day he's going to take that stick that you guys saw in the last episode.
Here I am with it now.
I still have to hear, Bill. Right now, here. I still have to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Brad had to bring that back.
You must be this tall to irritate me.
Right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the spot.
That's it, man. Not here or right here, but all right here. Tommy Boy, great movie. Anyways, and moving on.
And
don't call me mustache.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, moving on. All right, guys.
We want to go ahead and make sure that everybody goes ahead and hits that like and subscribe button, which is no longer in Bill's crotch or above my head.
It is now.
Ta-da! Woo!
In subscribe vision.
Can you refrain? Can you hold back from pushing the giant red subscribe now button?
Subscribe.
Can you do it? I don't think you can.
It's across our chest.
And don't forget to subscribe. Pineapple. Subscribe.
Also, we want to go ahead and point out
Yes.
the 321screw.com website.
Yeah.
There is a new merchandise store that you guys can go ahead and go to. There's a bunch of different items to choose from now. There's women's tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, T-shirts. There's handbags, iPhone, cell phone cases, Samsung, whatever. Just go on there and browse this new merchandise store because I mean,
Very impressed.
It's got a lot of stuff and there's going to be even more added.
Yep, we're gonna have some other designs, that'll be added in here in the near future. Like you said, we still got the flashlight keychains. They're not on the Teespring, but they're still part of the store. And like I said, we're still. I don't know if we've got them on there yet, but they will be on there with the dog tag deck listing keychains also.
So looks like we're cutting out with the audio. Let's see here. So, anyways, we also want to go ahead and make sure that you guys understand what's going on.
I messed up the computer.
Joey's messing stuff up. So
My bad. Oops.
So we have the promo going on right now with the signed T-shirt.
Yes.
We want to make sure that everybody understands, what's being asked of you, the viewer, in order to get this awesome shirt. This shirt, is signed by so many different wrestling superstars, past, present, future. Basically,
and more importantly, signed by the three of us.
Exactly.
Captain
I'm
Bill,
sorry.
Fabulous B, and the Big Shot Joe.
I'm sorry. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, but anyways, we just want you guys to go ahead and start cutting up, cut loose, whatever. Yeah, I know that a lot of people that are watching our show right now have actually watched old promos from old WWF, TNA, WWE, whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
ECW, whatever.
The old Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene, what you gonna do whenever Hulkamania runs wild on you? Stuff
Walk
like
into
that.
the mountaintop, dude.
Stuff like that is what we're asking for. Is you guys send us a video to 321screw at gmail.com.
Bang! DDP yoga, guys.
See, Joe, I did mine silently. You had to yell and scream.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't I do that?
Because he was talking.
Yeah.
Pineapples.
But anyways, we want you guys to go ahead and send these videos to 321screw at gmail.com so we can go ahead and we would, all of us take a look at them, and then we're going to feature you on our show. Not only are we going to feature you on our show, but you're also going to get this awesome shirt. So,
come on, guys.
So, just mention.
Bring it on.
Space Coast Real Elite Wrestling, 321 Screw, Thursday Throwdown, 9 to 10:30, live on YouTube. That's it. That's how you do.
That's it.
You mention those things. You do it as creative as you want.
I personally wanted to enter into the competition, but it's frowned upon, apparently.
Yes, it's very frowned upon.
I get it.
Hey, pick a hand.
No, I will not pick a hand, sir. I am not going to end up like RVD's victims. Speaking of Rob Van Dam, check out Brad's haircut.
I'm Mr. Thursday night.
The whole effing show. One of a kind. So, we are talking about...
So, yeah. Just send us your thing. Your promo. So
don't send us your thing.
That's your thing.
Yeah, the promo, guys.
Keep it
Reels.
Hey.
Kid show.
I had a Joey moment there for a second. But yeah.
Sometimes.
Get that promo in there and win this shirt. Come on.
Yeah, win it.
Chop, chop.
Absolutely.
So, Monday Night Wars, or are we going to go with Wednesday Night Wars? Which one do you want to go ahead and lead into?
Well, I mean, I say we start with the Monday night ones.
Well, we could also do a review over the past week. What's from Raw and SmackDown.
Well, we could, yeah. Before we get into that, we can talk about.
Let's do a brief recap.
We can talk about
Bill.
the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
I thought it was interesting. Sorry to cut you off, but I thought it was interesting. The Ricochet and Samoa Joe double countout.
Yeah.
How are they doing that?
Yeah, so that means the next match is going to be a triple threat.
Yep.
With Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Winner of that goes on to face the winner of SmackDown.
Right, which is Elias and.
Just Elias.
It's just Elias.
Why is it just Elias? Who was he going against?
No, it is Elias.
It's Elias against.
Chad Gable.
Yeah. Chad Gable.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, because he beat.
Tell I did not keep up this week.
Oh my God, Gable beat.
What was his name? Shelton Benjamin?
No, that was last week.
That was last week's. Again, I am behind.
I'm sorry, guys. We just there was a whole hurricane thing. It got everything kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who did Gable beat? Because I remember Samoa Joe out there talking smack to him about how there's no chance he was going to win, and and just.
Well, and just talking about that, if Gable does qualify, and now you said it's going to be Chad Gable.
Chad Gable and Elias. The winner of that is going to go on to face the winner of the
triple threat.
If it's not, if Elias, it could be a way for them to kind of push Chad Gable because he's been kind of in the dark for a while.
Yeah, didn't he got a 205 live for a little while? Or
I think
NXT,
so.
Or was it?
What really, what it was, they had their push, and I'll just real quick
205.
with Jason Jordan. They were a great tag team.
Yeah,
American
they
Alpha.
were American Alpha.
Great, but then they split them up.
But most recently, Chad Gable was tag team champions with
Shelton Benjamin, right?
No, with Robert Roode.
Oh, it was Robert Roode. That's right, on
Yep.
Raw. Okay, because I remember they teamed him up with Shelton Benjamin for a little bit on SmackDown. Okay. So now that we're all caught up on Chad Gable, moving on.
Moving on.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into, you said, the Monday Night Wars?
Oh, well, and before we get that, just a little more about Raw.
Oh, go ahead.
Or no, I guess this was SmackDown. Sasha Banks and Bayley. Bayley's
Yeah.
heel turn.
Yes.
Partnering back up with her best buddy Sasha Banks.
Who knows? Maybe contenders for the
Charlotte.
titles.
So apparently,
The tag titles.
Charlotte Flair is going to turn back face, and Bayley's going to go heel.
Which, and I talked to you about this involves the Four
The
Horsemen.
Lady Four Horsemen, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention
Yeah, pretty much. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley.
The storyline has potential, is my point. I'm really stoked to see where they're going to go with this because it's coming from NXT, from when they started out. I love it when they bring back old history into the matches and find a way to still build on it.
Right.
It's kind of like what they did with Kane and Taker. Every so often it would come back, they would have something, and then,
Right.
I love it when WWE or any company, any wrestling company can do that.
And then we had the whole, Monday night there was AJ and the OC coming out and interrupting the contract signing
Yeah.
between Strowman
And this coming
and
week,
Rollins, ripping up the thing and then attack him.
And then Stone Cold's.
And then Rude and
what
This
happened
coming
with this?
he's going to be the moderator
Stone
for
Cold
the
next Monday.
This
This Monday
contract
coming
signing
up.
this Monday. But who was it came out? It was Rude and Ziggler came out helping the OC and Styles against Strowman and Rollins.
Yep.
So they were all
They
were all beating him down.
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
SmackDown, and to be honest, I
There's
did.
the Rowan turning against Bryan.
Right. I cut in and out most of the night for trying to keep up with the show and everything. I still need to go back and finish watching the rest of it, but I watched a little bit of NXT. I'm really thoroughly impressed with their product.
Oh,
Velveteen
Oh, yeah.
Dream.
Yeah.
Joey Gargano. Is it Joey Gargano?
And then the
I
one.
think his name is
Yeah, Joey
Gargano.
Gargano.
And then
Great performers.
that guy, bro dude, I can't remember his name.
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Okay.
With the hat? He always wears the hat?
Dude,
Okay.
I see him as being a big star one day, just because of his demeanor.
He's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them, and of course I saw my Street Profits this weekend. This week. So I mean,
he branded it. My Street Profits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right
but
on.
they
Right
are
on.
like, they won't be on NXT long.
No, they're gonna be
They're bound
pushed on main
for,
roster.
They're bound for the
Absolutely.
big show. I think that's one of the reasons why they had them
Absolutely.
lose the title.
There you go.
I also heard a rumor. Let's see what you guys think about it. Because personally, I would dig it.
Rumors.
That the WWE is interested in re-signing Enzo and Cass as a tag team for
I
NXT.
saw that. I saw that, dude.
I saw another interview with Triple H that was real recent. I think it was on an Up
Triple
Up
H,
Down
by
Down
the way.
yes podcast where he said that there is no chance of Enzo and Cass come back.
Yeah, but you know what? My response to that is I've heard them say a lot of times there's no chance that something would ever happen, only for it to happen. Because
What's best for
things
business?
have been
Yes.
getting leaked and yada yada. So I mean,
Truth that
who's to say? Because if you listen to one guy, you read something one where they're interested.
true.
Then you read something else. Oh, there's not a chance in hell. It won't
And again,
happen.
of course, if it's online, it has to
But,
be true.
I have said this before, and I'll say it again. If Vince McMahon thinks it will make him money,
He'll put
and it
his
will be
ego
profitable, and it would be best for business,
aside. He'll put that ego aside.
he will do it. And
Yep.
regardless of what this one thinks or that one thinks, Enzo and Cass as a tag team
Oh, they were amazing.
were super popular. People, I mean,
Yeah.
right off the bat, I mean, they had, it was like the New Age Outlaws when they would come out. They had that whole little spiel promo that they would
I
say
can agree
before
with
every
you on
match.
that. I can agree
I mean,
with
they
you
had
on
this
that.
whole big thing,
We got Big
know,
Cass at 7 feet tall.
and you can't teach that. Enzo,
He was
Enzo
just a dancing fool machine. dude.
But when it comes
he
to
was. He was all like,
when you put a mic in that guy's hand, though, man, it was
he
money.
was vicious on the
It was
mic.
money. He was.
He was
the
vicious
guys,
on that
They
mic,
showed up. It would be their first night on the main roster, and they went right after the Dudleys.
Wow.
Talking about he would, slap his, told Devon he would slap his crooked eye straight.
Oh! Oh!
You bring these guys out,
And you can't teach
and you said,
that.
you put them right after against someone like the Dudley Boys, the Hall of Fame legendary,
Team
multi-time
3D. Yep.
tag team champions in
And it's
every
like 19.
every promotion they've
19
been to. They're
titles.
multiple time. Oh, they won it multiple times in ECW.
WWE.
They won it in WWE. They won it in TNA. One of the most successful and revered, tag teams ever. And they kept getting over on them, and the crowd loved it. They ate it up.
They dug it.
Yeah.
They dug it.
All right.
So,
Muscles marinara.
Moving on.
That's what Enzo would call himself.
that's it, man.
So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the Monday Night Wars. And
Monday Night Wars.
I just want to paint a picture real
Yeah,
quick.
well, I was just going to say, for those of you not familiar with what we're talking about, it was when Monday Nitro was at its peak, and it was going head-to-head with WWE Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely.
And that was hence the Monday Night Wars.
Absolutely. Now, the picture I want to paint for you is you have the two mega powers. You have the WWE, which is based out of Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut. And then you had Ted Turner's WCW, which was from Florida.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. That's right. Atlanta, Georgia. Excuse me. They were MGM owned, too, wasn't it? Turner's. That's part of Turner's.
No, that was TNN.
TNN, sorry.
TNT.
Yeah.
And the CNN. CNN was the main company, though.
No.
Not at first.
No, really. So we're going to learn some history here. But the picture I'm painting is that you have two mega powers, two billionaires battling it to see which show is going to survive. Who is going to survive the Monday Night Wars? Could have gone either way. And I mean, and it really just showed it didn't matter how big your wallet was, because if your product...
Oh, that is very true, because...
Yeah, if your product...
Turner had the deeper pockets.
Oh, absolutely. Turner could have bought everybody, their mother, their grandchild out, but it mattered on the product. And, you know, Bill's got some facts here,
you know,
that'll prove that.
Yeah, bottom line is, I mean, really, honestly, when it comes to Ted Turner, he, at the time, he wanted to get into the wrestling business.
Yep.
Was his words. But, you know, he was... You know, he didn't know nothing about, you know, running a wrestling promotion.
Sure did.
Vince McMahon, he knew the business better, and in the end, it showed. And you know, he, I mean, there was what I believe 83 weeks.
I think it was 86.
83 weeks, 80-something weeks.
That
The
WCW
WCW best
kicking Vince's ass in the
WWE in the ratings, but where WCW, you know, some of the things where they failed was one, Bischoff let his ego get too big.
Oh, yeah.
And then, what's his name? God, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The guy that nobody wants in their company.
Vince Russo.
Yeah, he was one of the writers for WWE, WWF.
If we're on Vince Russo, I will say, I do think... Don't get me wrong, Vince Russo had an ego too. Once he got creative control of WCW, it was done. It was over. That was the nail in the coffin. But to Vince Russo's defense, to his credit, the man did know how to write. Because he was transcending with the Attitude Era in WWF at the time. That's what they were using to compete with WCW. And then he jumped ship. For personal reasons or whatever. But I just wanted to say, you know, he does have talent. He utilized it very badly near the end of his run.
Vince McMahon was smart about the guys that he did let go. I mean, yeah, he let some big names, some big talent go.
I think some was out of principle.
But he held on to the right ones, and he banked on a lot of the younger guys.
Thank God he did.
Like The Rock and
to
Stone
take the
Cold.
people, the guys, Triple H, Rock, Undertaker. You know, these guys. He kept those guys, but he was willing to part ways with some of the the aging.
Right.
You know, the guys. You know,
Razor Ramon.
Yep.
I mean, it pretty much.
Big Daddy Cool D.
I mean, let's think about all the big stars that were in WCW. Was your Hogan.
The Macho
Nash,
Man.
Paul, exactly. Macho Man. You know, Brutus Barber Beefcake.
Lex Luger.
Bret Hart. You know,
Hart came later, though.
These were guys, but still, they were guys that
made their names in the World Wrestling Federation.
But you know, they had. There wasn't a lot of, and the young talent that WCW did have. They pushed to the back, and
they did.
Your Scott Steiners and all these other guys. They gave all the spotlight to them, and they neglected your Benoits,
your Chris Jericho's,
Eddie Guerrero, your Dean Malenko's, Eddie Guerrero's. Eric Bischoff once referred to Eddie Guerrero as a midget who wouldn't put asses in the seat. Well, we don't know what he did when he went to the WWE. Chris Jericho. They never. I mean, yeah, he was the U.S. champion, but they never really. That was it. You know, he never really got that world title run. And again, we see what he did, and the magnitude of the star that he became when he was given that shot coming to WWE. Benoit was a world champion in WWE. Guerrero became a world champion in WWE. It's these guys that they brought in that really they made them,
they're
big stars.
They excelled in their career when they got to WWE.
They took advantage of these young guys that they didn't WCW did were big stars.
They excelled in their. We're in stereo.
All right. Well,
have no idea, folks.
What's happening?
What is this?
Technical difficulties. What? For our station? Never.
Absolutely.
We never have any technical difficulties.
Yeah. Right.
Ever.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
Be the same. Again.
But to get back to it, let me put on my spectacles so I can. Some of these other.
What did I do?
What are you doing, man?
Here's another big one that helped WWE
I don't
win
understand
the
technology. Go ahead. I messed up on the laptop.
Again?
Yeah, dude.
He messed up this time.
You continuously
Technical difficulties.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Every week he's fuddling with that.
Now we're gonna have a long talk after the show.
Oh,
He
Oh.
can't.
that's gonna be the. Okay. You got any talcum powder? Cause I'm powdering the pan after the show. Good Lord.
Oh, it's time once again.
Whoa. I hope you let your daughter know that you loved her before you left the house. 'Cause she may not see Daddy again. So, anyways.
My name is Joseph Cosentino.
Um,
If you are seeing this,
The Undertaker turned down a multi-million-dollar contract offer from WCW to stay with the WWF.
Yep.
One of the reasons was loyalty to Vince, but the big main issue was Undertaker was worried with so many big names that was already in WCW that he would kind of get lost in the shuffle. He wouldn't he wouldn't be as prominent as he was in the WWF. So he declined their offer and he stayed where he was, and it turned out to be.
To be fair about that, it kind of happened, when Diamond Dallas Page went over to WWE. Not Booker T. When.
You're talking.
No, but I'm saying. What Taker said he was worried about happening to him happened to some of those guys when they came over eventually.
Okay,
so, I'm just saying that
let's
proves.
cover that when we get to that eventually point. We're still way before that.
I know, I was just interjecting.
But you can interject when the timing is correct.
When the timing is correct, ladies and gentlemen.
Here is... We're working on it.
What we've got here is a failure to communicate.
Well, no, I'm just... Yes, you are right, but...
Right.
You're talking about something that was a couple years later, where we're talking about the Monday Night Wars.
All I was saying was Undertaker, I think, was correct there because I'm just saying, look what happened. That's all I'm saying. All right, go ahead.
Sidetracking me. So, another thing is, at the time WWE was, they were creating innovative matches. Your ladder matches, your Hell in a Cell. These were created during the Monday Night Wars.
They were.
They WWE had did better wrestling angles and storylines than WCW did. With the big one was the Vince McMahon Stone Cold.
Yes.
Conflict thing. That was huge. Stone Cold is the number one reason why WWE won that Monday Night War. And again,
he was the anti
Stone Cold was a former WCW castaway. Bischoff didn't think he was bankable.
The Hollywood
He
Blondes.
fired him while he was out on injury.
He fired stunning Steve Austin.
He did.
And so he went on to become Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we all know the story after that. So, you know.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you know, these, and,
Thank you, Brad.
and it may not seem like much, but, commentary. I mean, don't get me wrong, WCW had Bobby Heenan, who I loved as a commentator.
Right.
Loved Heenan and Mike Tenay, Tony Schiavone. They were great. I liked them. But they just, to me, nobody will ever beat the King Jerry Lawler and
Jim
JR.
Ross.
Those two guys together,
Which
they were money, man. They just
they to me
made
were
it
the
happen.
greatest commentary team in professional wrestling history. One of them. They have to be. They have to be.
You know, and now, that being said, I'd like to just, real quick, 5 things that would have changed had WCW won that Monday Night War.
Okay,
These are
shoot.
5 things that probably may not have ever come to be.
Right
For
on.
one, TNA wouldn't have existed because Jeff Jarrett would have stayed in WCW.
True.
And you know, he wouldn't have went on. There would have never been the ECW revival. There might have been ECW, but it would have faltered out like it did before. And they wouldn't have, you know, because WWE, we all know, bought ECW, and they kind of gave it that brief little revival before they shut the doors on it finally.
Right.
Benoit and Guerrero, that moment that everyone remembers, where they both won championships on the same night, and they
At
come out,
WrestleMania 20.
they come out in the ring and they're hugging, you know, the two best friends, you know.
That
And
probably wouldn't have
that
happened.
wouldn't have happened because I don't know that WCW would have.
Well, what's the probability of the tragedy behind Benoit would have even happened?
True, this is true. And another one is another iconic was The Rock and Hulk Hogan. That match probably would have never happened.
Right.
But
You know,
I'm
so,
glad it did.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad it did.
Absolutely. I'm going to start charging you for taking my catchphrases. Just saying.
I believe you say "right on" all the time.
Right on.
That was mine.
I never said it wasn't.
Right on and good times.
Right on, good times.
And then we can.
Fast times.
Now here's some things that we can. I'm going to give the 10 biggest moments during a Monday Night War, and then we can. What I do is I'll say one, and we can kind of elaborate on each one.
Yeah.
Number 1,
Okay.
the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, with Vince coming out and knowing that Bret Hart was leaving, completely and totally, he told him that he was going to drop the title to Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And he didn't.
You know, my number 2 thing, though, is a big reason why the Montreal Screwjob happened. My number 2 moment was Medusa going to WCW and throwing on their show, throwing the WWF Women's title in the trash
Which to me
on
was-
Monday Nitro.
Was
Vince
Eric
McMahon was
Bischoff's ego.
afraid. Vince McMahon was afraid that Bret Hart would do the same thing. He knew Bret Hart was gone.
It was pretty much the way they
That's
took it
why.
was.
For those of you who don't know what the Montreal Screwjob is, Joey, go ahead. Why don't you tell them? In case they are not familiar with what the Montreal Screwjob is.
Okay, so the Montreal Screwjob pitted.
Gotta give him his moment to shine.
The Montreal Screwjob was WWF champion at the time, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Shawn Michaels, HBK. Bret Hart was leaving the company. Bret really didn't want to leave as long as Vince would agree to pay a little more. Otherwise, he had no choice. He had to make the best decision for himself and his family. Went to WCW. So when he was on his way out, Vince said, you know, your contract obligation's not up until Survivor Series. After Survivor Series, which was in November of 97, he said, you're done. So Bret Hart said, okay, how do you want to do it? And then he suggested, well, why don't we have you drop the belt to Shawn in Montreal?
Rich Bret did not want
Want
to
to
do it
do
in
it.
his hometown. He agreed.
He would drop it
The
to him
following
any other night.
He would the following night on
He
Raw.
did.
He would have been willing.
But see,
But he didn't want to do it in the hometown at that pay-per-view.
right, and I think Vince was more concerned with, okay, your contract's up after Survivor Series. What's the guarantee you show up? Which I understand from his point of view. But the fact is, in in the wrestling business, egos are huge. So, Brett figured he's been loyal. He's, you can't give me this. At the same token, Vince is like, why aren't you doing what I am asking you to do? Which is what any performer would do if Vince McMahon asks them to do something.
In Bret's defense, as far as that goes, and if any one of you have seen that Bret Hart documentary, because he had a mic on. There's not audio or video to it, but there's audio to the conversation. Vince McMahon verbally gave him his promise that he wouldn't take the title from him at that pay-per-view that night, and he could lose it the following night.
And he lied.
It was a verbal agreement and a handshake. And Vince lied.
Yes.
And
what? Vince lies?
Yeah. And he came out.
News to me.
He came out, and Shawn Michaels had Bret Hart in what did he have? He had him in the sharpshooter, didn't he?
It was the sharpshooter. The ending was going to be
he was
Shawn Michaels.
Reverse.
Yes, Shawn Michaels was going to put Bret in the sharpshooter, and then at a certain point after the move was put on, Bret was supposed to reverse and win it with the sharpshooter. Before Bret can do the reversal, because he had to sell the move, all of a sudden you see Vince McMahon down at the ring, and he tells the ring announcer and everybody, ring the bell, ending the match. And Bret Hart's just like, he screwed me.
That's where the little famous.
So then
Bret
it's like,
Hart
you know what?
Motioning W with his finger, spelling out WCW, and the spit on Vince.
Not just spit. He said he hopped a pretty damn good loogie on the and you see Vince just.
Oh yeah, you see him wiping his face.
Oh God,
that's what he did.
See me, I would be like
WCW.
I couldn't do it, bro. I would skeeve that. I'd be like, oh God, he spit on me. Oh God, somebody give me a towel.
The thing that's funny.
The
thing that's funny about that is Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Triple H.
At the time, acting so like Shawn Michaels was like,
oh my God,
what happened? That wasn't supposed to be. Oh my God, and
they knew that shit.
But
they couldn't say nothing.
Shawn Michaels finally admitted years later.
Yeah,
he knew.
But
he knew about it.
But like Bill said, watch that. I think it's Wrestling with Shadows.
That's it. Yeah,
the Bret Hart documentary. You can even watch it on YouTube. It's on there. Check it out because my favorite part of the documentary is when Triple H is just standing there like this. It's like the walk of shame. He's standing there in front of Bret's wife at the time.
Oh, she was just
berating him. She goes, yeah, you guys are going to go and have a big laugh, at the bar. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's I've never seen Triple H look so quiet, ever. And I mean, he was put in a spot, though, man.
Bret Hart had a closed room meeting, no cameras, no nothing. It was just him, Vince, and Shane.
And he's got to do something that many wrestlers only wish they could have done.
He punched Vince McMahon square in the face.
Right in the eye.
Yep. Because they come in afterwards and they ask Bret, they're like, did you hit him? Like, well, we were discussing it. His face accidentally ran into
Vince. Yeah, and Vince comes out looking like he just...
holding his eye.
Yeah, man, that was his walk of shame, man. He got knocked out by the Hitman. So, the Montreal screw job happened. Did Bret Hart go to WCW with the belt? No, because obviously Vince took that back.
But he did go to WCW.
But he did. He did. And he went for a whopping $9 million. That was unheard of back then. WCW, Eric Bischoff, had a unlimited checkbook from Ted Turner. So he was able to get Bret Hart. And I'm sure you'll talk about some of the things that Eric Bischoff did with that checkbook. That's where I said in the beginning of the show, doesn't matter how big that wallet is. It matters about how elite your product is.
And, of course, the Montreal screw job, though, it also, not only was it one of the biggest moments during the wars, but it helped WWE win
without a
the
doubt.
war. Because it made Vince McMahon that ultimate bad guy.
They said that's when the Vince McMahon character was born. Was that night.
So, my number 2 here
was good.
Was, as we just touched on, Medusa throwing the WWF title in the trash can on Nitro. She held the trash can up, held up the title, and dropped it right in.
Yep.
And Medusa was, She was big. She was a big name at the time. I mean,
Alundra Blaze, right?
Alundra Blaze. Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
She's in the WWE Hall of Fame right now. So.
She was big in WWF at the time, so that is another one they sucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3 is for the biggest moments in during the Monday Night War was the Outsiders coming to WCW. Started out with Scott Hall. He came first, and he came out, and and he talked about. He talked, he talked about how, you want a war, we'll give you a war, and
you
know
who I am,
but you don't know why I'm
here. Chico.
Exactly.
Yeah, say hello to the bad guy.
So he came first, and then I think, was it like the next week or the week after that when Nash showed up?
Yeah, behind Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, they come in during the broadcast. Bischoff was a broadcast.
And he goes, "Where's that other guy?" And then Scott Hall's like, "Oh, it's right behind you." And then Kevin Nash goes, "So this is where the big boys play, huh?"
Yeah.
Well, we didn't come to play.
Right, and there was a lot of controversy with that. Vince McMahon tried, he tried. I mean, they never mentioned WWE. They didn't mention Razor Ramon. They didn't mention Diesel.
No.
They didn't mention anything like that.
They used their real names.
But Vince McMahon, he was threatened with legal actions. That's why Eric Bischoff at, I think it was a pay-per-view, he straight up asked them, "Do you work for WWE?" And they said no. No, not at all. So they had to, clarify
on camera, you're saying.
Camera,
That I didn't know.
Yeah. That's why.
Well, because the whole point, like you said, the Outsiders,
they're coming was threatening with legal action and all that kind of stuff.
The Juggernaut of WWE.
So that was big because it was very. It was cool because they were. I mean, WCW had. I mean, they already had Hogan, there, and they had some WWF guys, but when Hall and Nash showed up, man, that was a big thing. That was
a big deal.
I got people really excited about WCW quickly.
Oh, yeah.
To see what, because they didn't know what's going on. Wait, what? I mean, these guys, are they WWF? Or what the hell? Nobody knew anything about
an invasion?
Yeah, and that's just it.
It was unheard of back then.
Exactly.
It was.
And number 4 was, on the flip side, was Chris Jericho, the Millennium Man, coming to WWF.
Oh, yeah.
There was
the Millennium Countdown.
The countdown. Everyone wondered, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
They would just show that countdown. Nobody knew. And this is what I was talking about. WCW didn't use Jericho to the potential that they could have. And WWF saw what they had in him, and they ran with it.
They did, man. Brad, care to comment?
No.
Absolutely.
No. Another big moment, the beer bath. We all remember the beer
bath. Oh,
bath?
yeah, Vince McMahon's just swimming in it on in the ring.
Stone Cold.
And the Rock's all jumping around in his $5,000 suit.
Again, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the beer bath was the Rock's Vince McMahon.
Right before WrestleMania 15.
And was it
Shane
Briscoe or Patterson? Weren't they out in the ring too?
Yes.
Shane McMahon
they were Vince's little cronies. And Stone Cold drove a beer truck out down the rampway to the ring, proceeded to get the hose out and started spraying all of them in the ring, with a
my favorite part of that
hose
at the point,
beer.
At the point of that, my favorite part of that was he was spraying them, but if you notice, he takes a few second break, he drinks out of it, and then keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's awesome.
That one was great. And
the crowd got it too.
I also enjoyed when Kurt Angle did his spin on it.
With the milk, he had the quarts of milk, and he's like, woo!
He's squirting them with milk, yeah.
Playing his medals song. Anyways, we're talking about the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, the beer bath. Yeah, these are the biggest moments during the wars. Number 6 on my list, the finger poke of doom. Now,
Kevin Nash goes down.
This was during the wars. There was NWO Black and White, which Hogan was part of, and then there was the Black and Red Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
It was Scott Hall. Kevin Nash, Macho Man, Lex Luger, Conan, Sting. And And they were trying to play this whole, this feud going, and Hogan and Nash were going to face off against each other for the title.
Yep. And it was a whole big deal, and then...
Yeah, it was a whole big thing. And then they get in the ring, and they start, sizing each other up.
Yeah, like they're going to tie up or something.
Yeah, they're going to tie up, and Hogan comes in and just pokes Nash.
And Kevin Nash took the most realistic bump I've ever seen.
Throws himself to the ground. Hogan pins him, and he gets up and he hugs Hogan, and that's when the NWO Wolfpack, Red and Black, turned back heel, went back, kind of made one big faction again.
One big happy
right.
World Order
And Goldberg showed up, run out to the ring,
and got his ass whipped.
He fared well. He was taking on everybody, doing good with the numbers. And they ended up.
Shit out of
that's just it. Scott Hall had the cattle prod.
He did, man. He prodded the shit out of Goldberg.
They handcuffed him to the ring ropes and they
spray painted his head.
NWO on it in red.
Scott Steiner's all like for life in the camera.
And that's when they had always done the black NWO on the title, and this time Hogan did it in red on the title.
Yep.
Care to comment, Brad?
No.
Okay. Again, we were just talking about the Monday Night Wars. One of the moments was the emergence of the NWO, which we all remember the night that came to be. Was that
who was the third man?
Bash at the Beach, I believe it was.
Yep.
When it was Hogan and Macho Man against the Outsiders, Hall and Nash.
Yep.
And Hogan did the unthinkable. The red and yellow, all-American, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, go to school, honor your parents, all that stuff. Turned on Macho Man, went heel, and they created the new world order of wrestling.
They were throwing trash in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Mean Gene's like, how could you align yourself with the likes of these two? Don't you know what you're doing? Listen here, brother. Like, he was like, I was like, damn, Hogan, you got like a bad case of like throat cancer? What's going on? Like, he was wailing on the crowd, man.
And that was about the time that the BWO came around too, right?
And then went from then there was the NWO Black Way, then it was Black Red, then it was the LWO.
I do want to say though, like you were saying, you had the heroic, Mr. Hero.
Hulk Hogan was the ultimate good guy.
It was like he's never gonna go.
And he had been the ultimate good guy.
But whose idea was it? It was Eric Bischoff.
Oh.
Because Eric Bischoff said, and I remember watching this in the documentary. Eric Bischoff said to Hogan, he goes, "What if he made you go bad guy?" And even Hogan was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what are you talking about? I'm not a bad guy."
He was a bad guy at first, though.
What do you mean?
But he wasn't early. Yeah, early. He was a bad guy.
But I'm saying after he transcended.
And it came after the Rocky III movie. After he portrayed Thunderlips in Rocky III.
In the flesh, baby.
The ultimate man versus the ultimate meatball.
Thunderlips.
Exactly.
Thunderlips is
But it was
here.
after that when he came back. That's when the whole, Hulk Hogan, red and yellow, all-American, that's when that, came about, started. And he had been this champion of good for so long, and now he is the bad guy.
Right.
No. Brad has been very selective about his comments tonight. He's like a shark, circling.
He's waiting.
Watching, waiting for a moment to strike.
He tastes the blood in the water. He smells it.
Very, very studious.
But, we do have to, for you WWE fans, NWO, the creation of the NWO created DX. Had it not been for NWO, there wouldn't be a DX.
I can agree with that.
Because Six was part of NWO, and he was all there, and it's when they fired him, and then he went to WWE, and
WWE was there. I mean, DX was there.
DX was created to combat against.
Yeah, because NWO came out in '96.
Right.
WWF didn't have DX until '97.
Yeah,
Early
DX was
97.
created to compete with that NWO. And
But the cool thing was,
right after DX was created, another big moment, which I don't have this on my list, this would be like a bonus, would be DX on the tank, storming the arena in Atlanta.
full speed ahead. We're gonna go after WCW.
I remember that, and that was a big deal.
Billy Gunn had the twigs on his army helmet.
Yeah.
He's like walking around with a cannon, China just there with bullets going across her boots.
But I mean, they literally rode this damn tank right up to the gate, to the door, of the arena where WCW was
but
being
had WCW fans cheering DX at a WCW event outside the crowd.
Yeah.
Because they were rallying that crowd the whole time. WCW shut their doors. Eric Bischoff even said he regrets. He wished he would have let them in. Because do you know what kind of TV that would have made?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That's an absolutely.
Oh, sorry, man. That was good.
Another.
You had one job, Brad.
There's another big moment during the Monday Night Wars
Go ahead.
that really
Pineapples.
people. It got people talking. It got people excited. Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Mike Tyson being involved. Because at the time, Mike Tyson was,
opportunity.
the quote-unquote
McMahon.
baddest man on the planet. I mean,
Yep.
he was Iron Mike Tyson. He was at the height of his career, and his...
And
The Stone Cold. Go ahead.
And going back to our first show,
I feel
that
bad.
was exact. I know, right? And that was the exact moment that I was talking about with how my son came to be named, was because of that match.
Oh, yeah, right on. and the whole time, everyone's thinking that Tyson
Dedication,
is
ladies and
all,
gentlemen.
he's pro DX, and he's going to screw over Stone Cold when it all, and him and Stone Cold even had that, the little, war words with each other, pushing and shoving one another.
Mike Tyson looked like such an awkward referee, though.
And,
He was just,
and then it turns out he was on Stone Cold's side the whole time, and he screwed over HBK.
but it was cool. I will tell you, one of the craziest moments during the Monday Night Wars, because you said Tyson, when Stone Cold got in that ring, and he was going after Tyson. He was talking smack. He was doing whatever to build it up. Naturally, it wasn't nothing going to be of it, but that was also when the McMahon-Austin rivalry was just starting. So it was like, you had Austin going after Tyson. It was the coolest thing. The badass of the boxing world versus the badass, toughest son of a bitch in the wrestling world. They were going to go head-to-head.
Just as Bob said, he's the baddest man on the planet.
I agree, Bob. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
his defense is impeccable.
Bob Isbell.
I wouldn't
He
fight
mentioned
the
that.
dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, if the money was right, I would have fought Tyson.
They better offer some medical coverage because
But I mean, it would have been one of his shortest matches ever. Because when he come out, he'd have thrown a jab, and I
Put
would
him
have
against Butterbean.
I would have just dropped to the mat. And as that ref was counting one, I'd been saying, $2 million. Because I'm getting paid.
rich bitch.
And then one of the other big moments, which turned
Dave
out
Chappelle.
to be, it backfired on WCW.
I
And
want
it
to talk
was,
about this. Go ahead.
See, Nitro was live, and for a while Raw wasn't live.
No,
Right.
It was
taped.
recorded. It was taped. It was recorded, and then and then aired. So the outcomes were known, and WCW during a match, Tony Schiavone makes a comment about about how over in WWF one of our old wrestlers, Mick Foley, is going to be winning their championship tonight. I'm sure
What a
that's gonna-
joke, they said.
I'm sure that'll put butts in the seat.
Well, because I was one of
Well,
those fans.
no.
I
You
turned
know,
the freaking channel
exactly.
so I could see it.
Surprise! Within
Holy shit, Mick Foley's going to win the WWF
a
championship.
few months, not just eventually or later on. We're talking within a few minutes of him announcing that.
Yep.
The viewers, the ratings, and
changed it.
viewers for Monday Night Raw, the numbers spiked because everyone flipped the channel because wait a minute, We want to see this happen. We want to see him win this title. So when they thought they were going to be haters and spoil the outcome of the Raw show because it was taped and it already happened.
Which is something that you will never catch us doing here at 321 Screw. We're not going to ruin somebody else's podcast just so you'll flip the channel.
That's right.
He said, you don't want to watch us, we don't want you to watch us.
No, we want you to watch.
No, that's right. No, wait.
That got you back.
Take that back.
And the other guy.
I'm sorry.
By a show of hands, everybody.
I'm sorry.
Studio audience.
I've been drinking.
So,
Bill doesn't mean
No, I'm just kidding. We want you to stay.
Yeah,
After
Don't
you finish
forget
watching,
the
subscribing,
episode.
clicking the bell icon, all that good stuff.
Even
There it is.
subscribe.
Then go watch the other
I feel like we
podcast
need one of
shows.
those Bailey blow-ups that just, as we do
right,
it.
we got you.
That's it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Hit it. Subscribe, everybody. Subscribe. We're going bananas. And
Insane.
Moving on. I love it, dude. You give my cues, and I know when to say it. Moving on. I just want to note about that. You're right. It backfired on them because they figured, hey, we're gonna blow the pooch on this.
That's
We're gonna ruin their main event, so they tune in and watch our half-ass main event, and we'll still get ratings. No.
Everyone wanted to see Mrs. Foley's baby boy win the title
For the very first time.
against The Rock.
Yeah, and not only that,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Fun fact here, DX, the corporation that includes The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin were all involved in that match. It was an awesome main event.
It was
a
total
slaughter
anarchy. It was a pure six brawl.
It was, man, and I couldn't see Mick Foley win it any other way. Noted. So, is that all you had?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, no.
I think I've given us plenty to talk.
Well, no. The only reason why I ask is I wanted to see if I wanted to add something about the Monday Night Wars real quick. You had TNT, of course, owned by Turner. They aired WCW programming, and now you see AEW is going to be on TNT. They're going to be on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
And, WWE is purposely taking NXT and putting them on the USA Network now. So it's going to be USA Network versus TNT again.
Yes.
And I believe they're going to start the NXT show like a half hour earlier than the AEW show will start.
Kind of like
that.
WCW used to do with Raw, because they would start like that hour early.
Yeah, because Raw came on from 9 to 11,
Right.
and WCW was on from 8 to 11.
Right.
Yeah, man. And I don't know, man. What do you think?
Before we start with the Wednesday night stuff real quick, I did want to mention another
He's a jabron.
brief. It only lasted like 2-3 months where they tried to do it. Monday Night War. If you want to call it that, it was an attempted Monday Night War again, orchestrated by Bischoff.
Total nonstop.
Was
action.
TNA Impact when
Yes.
Bischoff and Hogan all came over there together? They tried to go head to head
with Vince.
with Vince, and
You just don't do
yeah,
that.
I mean,
WCW
WCW had the star power, they had the deep pockets.
when they
could
were
bring
in
these
their
guys
prime.
in, and yeah, right. So, I mean, they had the money and they had the ability to kind of give a better fight, which they obviously did, as we all know. 83
course
weeks,
they did.
84 weeks.
It was
Yeah, they
86.
bested them, but teenage didn't have that,
They didn't.
and it was a miserable failed attempt because they were on Thursday nights, and then they decided, let's jump to Monday night to go head to head. During that time frame, the highest rating that TNA got on Monday night was 0.9.
Right.
And WWE Monday Night Raw was consistently 3 point somethings.
Yeah.
So that's when they said, okay, let's cut our losses and go back to Thursday night.
But not only that, the very night that TNA was rubbing it in, saying we're going to debut this Monday, whatever, Vince decided to pull the trigger and said, okay, I'm going to pull out one of my biggest tricks of all time and have the rekindled relationship of Bret Hart
Yep.
and WWE
Yep, that's when he came back
be shown on TV
for the first time since
In
he
what?
left.
That was
You know,
what,
in bad
2011?
blood.
That was 2011. He left in 97.
Because you think about it, Bret Hart.
It's a long time.
I mean, not only did he get chapped in the Montreal Screwjob by Vince, there was a lot of animosity amongst the Hart family in general towards WWE over Owen Hart's death.
Well, that
So
was
Bret
a whole
Hart
nother
coming
thing.
back to Monday Night Raw
That took a lot.
was
for him.
a huge deal, and that's how. Again, as I said before, Vince knows the business better. Knew the business better. I say knows because I personally think Vince needs to step down now. But
Well, I also think that this Bret Hart thing with the AEW, I think that is another thing that it has Vince squirming. I mean, but then again, don't get me wrong, because we've seen Bret Hart after that AEW on WWE programming.
Yeah. Yes, I noticed that because what was it? He was backstage,
backstage
talking to
segment.
somebody.
Yeah.
Rollins. I think he was talking to Rollins.
And it was during the Raw reunion.
Yes, when they had that Raw reunion night, because he talked to Rollins, asking him, "You ready for your match or whatever?"
Right.
No, I think that was at SummerSlam, wasn't it? Because they were in Canada.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying, "Hey, you ready for your match, kid?" You know,
which
pretty much.
kind of threw me for a loop because, I mean, he made that appearance on AEW
Before that.
Before that.
Well, maybe Vince has this thing, even if you're in a Legends deal or, whatever, maybe he doesn't make them solely exclusive to WWE unless they're working a program. Like maybe, hey, man, we got a one spot for you. Can you come on and just do a quick little thing with a wrestler behind the scenes, I'm just saying, maybe.
Right.
Versus a performer who's solely in contract.
Hey, you know what?
You know what I mean?
You were here with the Asian, so the Asian had it correct. It was at SummerSlam. Thanks, Asian.
Thank you, Asian. I don't know who you are, but thank you.
No, he was here. He was eating spaghetti with the rest of us.
Oh, yeah, man, that's how you doing? All right. Man, now I feel bad. I remember the
I know,
sleepy
right?
guy, Peanut.
Yeah, Peanut, man.
If Roman Reigns. He just wakes up.
Just out of nowhere.
That's it. Out of nowhere, like an RKO, man. It was bad. It was... So, but yeah, the Monday Night Wars, man, to me, it was one of the greatest times in pro wrestling history.
Absolutely. I
Dude,
agree.
you're never going to get that duplicated again.
It is.
Absolutely.
No.
It won't duplicate, but you'll get something similar.
Yes.
But I don't think that era will ever be able to be duplicated again.
Well,
it just can't happen.
the thing about it is that
My opinion.
they're introducing a lot of new names on both brands.
They are.
So you're priming some great people for even greater
Right.
So you don't have the big names that you had with the Monday Night Wars, like the Hogans and the Nashes and
that's going to be to their
Right.
benefit.
It is.
It really is because
And not only that is AEW. These guys know the business.
Right.
That was the problem with WCW. As I
Yep.
said earlier,
Yep.
Ted Turner didn't know shit about the wrestling business.
He trusted Eric Bischoff to run it.
Right,
I
and
mean, you
Bischoff
got-
did, but he let his ego get too big.
And
Right.
he also had a nervous breakdown, too, at one point.
Yeah.
And what I like about AEW is that the fact that they're actually letting the wrestlers run it. So they're funding, the billionaires, Shad Khan is funding
Also giving them creative control.
and giving them creative
Yeah.
control. Which
That's
is
something unheard of
Right.
nowadays.
And with the elite at the helm, the likes of the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes
Kenny
and Kenny
Omega.
Omega, I think you've got a lot of big names in that aspect.
Oh, absolutely. God damn it, Joey.
Stop saying it so much.
So, but you got those big names in the indie scene that are going to be going against, who does NXT really have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but they're at a building block, too, like
They
you're
are.
saying.
They are at a
To
building
me, it's
block.
a transitional period.
Right.
WWE, any wrestling company has it.
I think it's a very exciting time with both brands.
It is,
Who's
man.
going to build faster? And I know
Yeah.
that because Vince is a money-making machine. I mean, he can turn a pile of crap into, $1 billion. But then again, so is Shad Khan. Shad Khan, and
Yes, he is.
he's giving these guys, creative freedom within reason.
And he has the checkbook
Yes, he does.
to back it, but as long as he does it right.
Right.
Vince and all them are not acting worried or whatever, but you know what? The fact is, folks, competition is competition.
They say they're not worried, but
Right.
moving NXT to a TV deal on Wednesday night,
All of a sudden.
that speaks volumes.
Right,
They're going
it does.
straight. They're competing
It
straight
does.
up.
But Vince is not competing one of his two big flagship shows, which I thought he would have done. But maybe,
I'm
let's
glad
go
that he's
SmackDown.
not.
But you know what?
True.
I think it's
What?
best because NXT is more like AEW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
It's more of a
Well, and I have heard that the WWE...
and think about it, his two flagship shows, he don't want competition for that. He's going to have Raw on Monday night. Because SmackDown is moving to Friday nights on Fox.
It is
Yes.
moving to Fridays again.
And so then they're going to have NXT going head-to-head with AEW on Wednesday. So they'll have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No one's competing with them on Mondays and Fridays now.
Right.
And those are flagship shows.
It'll be up to
He don't
AEW.
even want to take a chance of them tuning away from from his show to go see AEW.
Right.
And so NXT didn't have a TV deal, so they're going to start fresh new. So it's kind of like two new upstarts sort of going head to head.
Well,
True.
I mean, but
True.
then again, too, you've got Shad Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. So you've got Monday Night Football that's also going up against Monday Night Raw. So
Right.
technically, still kind of stealing some ratings from him because
That is
of
true.
the football.
Vince, for many years, has lost ratings because of Monday Night Football.
So
I mean-
Shad Khan directly
it is
isn't-
football.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Shad Khan directly isn't profiting off of this, so to say, but he's not losing out as well. So
No,
I think
no.
the Wednesday is a very smart move on his part.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
without a doubt, man. I
Right.
mean, look, I am just...
Well, in all honesty, when they chose Wednesday, they probably chose Wednesday because there was no other show on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, now where they see WWE is
Well, not only
now
that,
putting NXT there to compete.
the
but
obvious choice would have been Monday, but the reason
I don't
being...
think so.
I'm
think
just saying.
I think it would have been. They would have doomed themselves if they would have tried to go against.
Well, I
Raw
think their
on Monday
momentum,
nights.
their momentum would have been good. I think for a little bit, but they don't want to take that chance. You don't want to take that chance. No,
Oh yeah, they're
no,
much
you
smarter
don't.
to do it the way they're doing it.
But that was our whole point, ladies and gentlemen. Is the fact is that it's exciting because it's like, ooh, can we see something similar, not duplicated, but similar.
Yeah.
And I think if they get the right people, they push them well enough. I'm talking both companies now.
Well,
You
also have to look at the era that the Monday Night Wars happened. You had
Yep.
you had powerhouses, like Nash and Hall and Hogan and Stone Cold and The Rock. I mean, you had okay. Nowadays, you've got NXT and AEW, where you're looking more along the lines of the high flyers, the more technical in ring. This is your next generation of wrestling. This is the wrestling that the newer generation wants to see. Now
Right,
you've
absolutely.
got Monday. Now you got Monday and Friday. That's
Can
going.
I say, folks? Absolutely.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
So, anyways, Monday and
You
Friday.
mean every time I say absolutely, does that mean Brad has to hit that button?
So Monday and
I
Friday
see what
is
goes on here. Okay.
Monday and Friday is going to be more along the lines of your dad's wrestling. This is going to be the old the older guys are going to be watching the Monday Night Raw and the Friday SmackDown. But then again, you got the new stuff that's AEW. You've got people that are like so invested in.
Because of this, I don't think NXT will ever be considered the up and coming guys.
No,
They're branded out now. They are.
the yellow brand.
Yes, they are. You got the red, the blue, and now the yellow. And And that's where I think he's taking NXT.
Right.
And I don't say Vince, I say Triple H. The
Yeah,
King,
right.
which is who's on my shirt. Because he's awesome. Pineapple. What?
Yeah.
Oh, the King. Gotcha.
I have an idea too for we got the pineapples and the moving on and the absolutely stuff that we flash out. I have an idea for a new one we can do.
What's that?
It's just woo.
Yeah.
Woo! What you do is you hit that every time. Ooh! Catch Joey with a flare chop.
Woo! Did not see that coming. Well, you did it first.
I owe you like 16 of them.
You do.
So.
And moving on.
Kendo stick.
Ow.
Ow.
He's been split wide open.
Flare chopping like a mother.
Kind of look like I hit you.
I know. I was like, so Wednesday makes sense for AEW. No competition and can have the wrestling fan to watch both brands. Yeah, that's
Who
what
said that?
we just said. No,
Who
I'm just
said
kidding.
Who said that?
The Asian.
USF Rock 1. The Asian. He's a good dude. I met him.
Yep.
Watch SummerSlam.
I did not.
Yep. See, if you would have been here.
He would
Anyways,
have been here.
Yeah, Moving on.
Moving on.
moving on.
Absolutely.
Potatoes.
Ah, there it is. All right.
So anyways, Wednesday.
Woo!
Good. So I want to touch on a little something. Get some. You guys can give your opinions on this with WWE. We talked about it a little bit before the show started. Liv Morgan, formerly of the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
We all know about the little whole meltdown thing she had, on air. That's it. She was leaving. When she comes back, you'll see the real Liv Morgan and all. And she's been posting a little teaser videos, that when she comes back. One was you heard the snipping sound of scissors, and it was pink hair falling on the ground. One of the rumors I heard is that she's going to come back as the Sister Abigail character, Bray Wyatt's Fiend.
That would be awesome.
Now, I think that would be kind of cool.
I do too.
That would be, yeah.
Think about it. She could be, she could be the Fiend, the Harley Quinn, of the Fiend.
Joker.
Harley Quinn and Joker with the whole, her and the Fiend kind of thing.
Right.
I do want to just point out this is totally off topic, but do you realize you are the reigning, defending 3-2-1 Screw Cruiserweight Champion for 42 days now?
I'm well aware
Okay.
of
I
that.
still haven't heard of still haven't heard from Little Jimmy. This has been about 2 weeks now.
You know what? I think
So-
he's just scared. I'm
I
just going to
think
say
he
it.
finally gave up.
That's it,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
You know what? You snooze,
Actually-
you lose, bro. That's it.
I heard he's on restriction. So we'll just-
12-year-old?
Oh
Yeah, I heard he's grounded. But once he brings his grades up, and starts doing his chores like he's supposed to, and he's allowed to come out again,
True.
I may hear from him, and I will smack him down again.
Yeah.
He's going to be coming for this. We'll just put that back down there. Oh my God, I broke it, guys. Sorry.
So I heard one of his classmates is willing to go head to head with you though.
I will so team up.
Yeah.
Who is he?
His name is Matthew.
Is he tall?
Yeah.
How tall?
He's probably about 6'4".
Oh, so taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I don't do good with tall people. It's just it's
6'4",
weird. It's like I gotta-
12-year-old?
Yeah, dude, he's huge.
I'll take him down.
Yeah.
He weighs like what? 270?
Yeah, he's
Probably 100.
He's still 12. I can scare him with that that old guy stuff.
I don't know,
I
man.
bet.
I would take that beating stick that you use on the show.
Dude, he did a hurricane run on his principal. And
Yeah, but his principal was probably SAW. WFT
Soft. And that's why we love doing this, ladies and gentlemen, for things just like that. Because we love you.
Teach that.
You cannot. I like it.
You just can't.
But that's the thing. It's
Bada bing, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
How you doing?
bada bing, bada boom. Realest guys in the room. How you doing? Or like Diamond Dallas Page used to say, he was the king of bada bing.
Yes.
That's it. You pen throwing son of a gun. I'm a little jealous. I ain't got a pen to throw now. All right, right on. Pineapple.
All right.
How would you feel about? I think I mentioned it earlier. How would you feel about if Enzo and Cass came back?
That was
I would
awesome.
be jacked for that, man. I think.
I loved Enzo, man. Enzo was his
Muscles marinara.
dude. The only thing that I didn't like about him is whenever they had him in that shark cage above that was so stupid.
Yeah.
That whole shark cage above the ring thing.
Who was that
dumb.
match with? Daniel Bryan or
I don't
no?
know.
Who was it? It was
No.
Cass versus somebody.
No, it was.
I think it was Cass versus Big Show. I thought. Wasn't it?
Maybe. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think so.
Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. See if you can find out for us. Just type in Enzo Shark Tank. See what happens.
That was it was ridiculous.
Ridiculous, indeed.
Yes.
So,
I got a question. I wanted to
what
ask
is
you guys.
your question, sir?
And
Hey,
let's
Joe.
do it.
What's
It doesn't. No, go ahead.
your favorite? Your
Scary
favorite
movie.
gimmick match?
WLC. It was Hornswoggle.
No. I'm not talking
Oh,
like
okay,
that. I mean,
never mind.
like
Never mind.
what? Cage match. Hell in a Cell.
Oh, in general.
Elimination Chamber.
Oh, that's easy, dude.
You know, TLC.
Iron Man
you know,
match.
The TLC was
The
always
Iron
my
Man
favorite.
match.
You know,
was
the
my
Inferno. You know,
favorite.
the Inferno match. The Buried Alive Casket match.
I didn't like
Which
that.
is what I think Bray Wyatt or the Fiend and Undertaker should have is a casket match. That should be
Maybe
Undertaker's final match.
Undertaker's
You
career.
know,
End his final
You-
match.
I also been reading that Sting said that he has one more match left in him.
I did
I
see that.
think that would be an amazing match. Undertaker and Sting, Bray Wyatt coming out and taking the reins from both of them.
There you go. Yeah, that would be very cool.
That would be
Wow.
amazing. So both of them having a casket match against one another, and then Bray Wyatt shutting the casket on both of them.
What about a Buried Alive?
I like the casket match better.
Yeah.
I think it's just symbolic of just closing that casket on it,
Yeah.
you know?
Remember when they had a wax dummy of Kevin Nash inside the casket? He was fighting. He was Diesel. And he opens it up and he sees himself in there, and it's like a wax dummy of Diesel.
Oh, and
that was pretty cool.
you know, I've been reading. I've been reading. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
Not anything in particular, just
The,
I've been reading in general.
The dictionary?
The
The
dictionary?
dictionary?
It's a pop-up dictionary, but yeah.
Is
Okay.
it Webster's?
Okay.
Funkin' Wagnalls.
Funkin' Wagnalls.
What the? Where the hell did that come from? But it woo pineapples.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Ugh.
You just never
What did
know.
you
You just
say?
never know.
What was it? Fucking what? You
Funkin' Wagnalls.
Funkin' Wagnalls.
Pumpkin Wagnalls dictionary.
They
Webster,
did
it's coming for you, brother.
They did encyclopedias, I think. I don't know if they ever did them.
I don't know, man. That was. Woo! Don't forget to hit that subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to also hit that like button. Give us those thumbs up. Be sure to check out the new merch store only on the 321 Screw website. Anything to add, Brett?
No.
We're going to have a serious freaking talk after this. Everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Why'd you throw your belt, bro?
I was putting it up on the table.
Oh, all right.
What are they saying in the chat? What are they saying?
We
Is
know. Haha. SummerSlam.
Is anyone backing up my Funkin' Wagnalls?
No.
Funk is on a roll. You know, I met him at a Dave and Buster's. He was at his niece's birthday, dude. He was the nicest guy ever. Brodus Clay. What's his name?
But he was just actually kicked off of his. He was on a daytime show.
What?
Where he had a female co-host, and
don't tell me he did something bad.
It was sexual harassment.
Oh, I take it back. Retract straight.
So there was
retract statement.
There was all kinds of stuff. There was
Tires. We ain't talking about you no more.
Sorry, buddy.
Funkadactyl, loving
Funkin'
son of a
Waggles.
gun. Pineapples.
That'll be my shirt. I'm just gonna say,
Funkin'
Waggles. Captain Bill.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and design one for you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I love it.
But anyways, if everybody hasn't already seen, like Joey was saying here just a little bit ago, the merchandise site. We've got a couple different designs out there right now. You've got the classic design, like this. Then you've got another design that kind of mimics the Jack Daniels.
I don't
We don't
know.
have this one.
Not yet.
That one's not on there just yet, but that one will be available.
Not Triple H. That's copyright. WWE's coming after us. Thank you very much.
Right.
Why'd you point?
No. There it is. That one.
Yeah,
That one. That one over there.
Screw. Space Coast Real Elite Wrestling.
And if you guys did check out a few episodes ago, I did have a Screw World Order shirt on at one
Those
point.
will also be available in both black and white and Wolfpack.
Don't turn your back on
So we're gonna have the black and white. We're gonna have the red and black. So make sure to look out for those pretty soon.
And don't forget, any 12-year-olds in the area, if you are feeling froggy, Captain Bill's ready, bro.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to just set this down here. It's getting a little
Yeah,
heavy.
you just kind of
Mattel,
keep
you need to-
manhandling
you need to
my
change the weight of
belt.
those things.
I know, man.
I'll shine it up
It'll
real
be,
nice. Turn that some bitch sideways, then stick it straight up your candy ass. Woo! Don't know where that came from.
The children,
What children?
the one that are watching, and your foul language.
What's your point?
Got the mouth of a truck driving sailor.
That's also in Funkin' Wagnalls. Look it up.
Yes. Funk and Wagnalls.
I can't with you, man. Where the fruit did that come from? Captain Bill says, Funkin' Wagnalls. Funk is on a roll. Ow! That's going to be your new theme song. Finally, the Asian is home. We're glad you got there safely. All right. Good deal.
And we will see. Well, I will see you at Chris's at the.
Hey, don't be making plans and shit.
No, we already made plans.
It's not on the show.
No.
All right. I tried, ladies and gentlemen.
Done. Pineapples.
All right, pineapples.
Yes. So
Yes.
this Monday,
Yes, this
Stone
month.
Cold,
Stone Cold. Contract signing.
contract signing moderator.
Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman. Strowman already
That's
said.
not Roman Reigns. What the hell are you
Not
talking
Roman
about?
Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Seth
Seth
Rollins
Rollins.
and Braun
I
Strowman.
retract it. They both got black hair, guys. Long black hair.
Oh,
Just give me a break.
They both have skin. And
They both wear black.
they both wear pants.
And they have epidermis.
Yeah.
And eyes.
Yeah.
They have parents. The similarities are endless.
It's just endless. Like, subscribe. It's endless. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Some people's kids.
Subscribe. There's no subscribe popping up there. You can't double stamp or triple stamp or whatever they say in that movie.
Yeah, again, we talked about it before.
It almost looks like you're trying to grope somebody, man. What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Yes, standards and practices are gonna be all over us for this.
Yes. HR?
What are you talking about? We have an
There's
HR.
a-
I'm just saying, dude. They're gonna be examining our funky wagnalls with a fine tooth comb.
Nobody's touching my fucking waggles.
Nobody better touch my funkin' waggles either. Whatever the
Nobody
hell
does.
you said. Funkin' waggle. I can't even say it right. I'm going crazy. Subscribe. 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 Hit that bell. Subscribe.
It is a real
Hit that
thing.
bell. That bell. Do it again. Subscribe. Hit that bell. And subscribe.
It is a real thing.
A bill? What?
Funky wagnalls.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Subscribe.
They
Subscribe.
make They make it say
Woo!
Funk is on a roll.
No.
No pineapples. We gonna have a serious talk when we get off this.
Next week, we are definitely slipping a Mickey in Joey's drink before the game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My name is Joseph Cosentino.
Yeah.
If you are seeing this,
He will be roofing next week, and we will control him a la Weekend at Bernie's.
friggin' Walter White over here.
All right. Yeah. Pineapples.
Wait, how did he do it in the second one? He was all like, when he started dancing to the music. That was my favorite one. I like the second one. We are so sidetracked from wrestling right now.
Yes, we are.
You know,
No, what I started to ask is...
yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Stone Cold.
Holy shit, we were talking about Stone
Is the
Cold.
Fiend going to attack
forgot.
him? Will the Fiend attack him?
Ooh, that's a good.
He likes going after the legends.
But then again, we've also got
I would love to see
the Undertaker
Austin.
that's going to be on Thursday.
On SmackDown.
For what?
He's going to be making an appearance. So
Yeah, he's gonna be on
if he's
SmackDown.
making an appearance, you know they've done away with that
Has
whole
the Fiend
rule.
showed up at SmackDown?
No, he hasn't. But then again,
That'd be nice. That would be
Yeah, that's kind of funny
nice.
because Firefly Funhouse, they did show it on SmackDown sometimes,
yeah, they do.
but the Fiend has not appeared yet on SmackDown.
Uh-huh.
And who better than against the Dead Man?
But do they want to put him in a feud with Dead Man if he's already called out Seth Rollins and Braun
Right,
Strowman?
exactly.
They may leave that. I could see him attacking Austin and maybe like, you know, who knows? Maybe he doesn't even attack Austin. Maybe he just interferes with that contract signing and just attack Strowman and Rollins, you know, for all we know. And then Austin gets in the crossfire. I do see somebody getting stunned. I want to see a Stone Cold stunner.
Oh, speaking of stunner,
Kevin Owens.
no.
Oh, who?
I want to go on a limb because I told you this the other
You
night.
did, and I'm not.
This
gonna
is
ruin
my
it. Go ahead.
prediction. In light of the last week's airing of
Straight up Steve Austin.
Straight Up Steve Austin that comes on USA Network immediately after
Monday Night Raw. You said Monday Night Raw.
Yes, because it wasn't. It's a Monday night. But that's not the official name of the show. I never said that. It's just on Monday night. Anyways, we're not going down that friggin' road again, Joe.
That's true.
Because Becky Lynch, ended the show with doing the stunner on Stone Cold. What do you bet that Becky Lynch is going to start incorporating the stunner? Because no other chick uses the stunner. No
True.
other female wrestler that I know of uses the stunner as a finishing move.
I can see her doing that.
And she pulled off a pretty damn good stunner on Stone Cold.
Better than Kevin Owens does.
I would be surprised to see Becky Lynch start using that in her arsenal.
Wouldn't it be so crappy, though, if they were like, hey, Kevin, you got to stop using it now. We're giving it to Lynch. I would feel like, whoa.
And for those of you, I also want to address real quick for those of you who were so upset and disappointed at the AEW pay-per-view that this coming Monday on Raw, CM Punk will not be appearing there either.
So would you all just stop it already? Damn it! So...
I'm just saying, he's not going to come.
Yeah, he's
No.
done, guys. I mean, honestly, I think CM Punk... Who knows? Maybe, he gets a little wild hair up his ass. He may want to lace his boots for a day or two, but I don't see him coming back to do a run. I don't see it no more. I think he said the first time after he quit, he said that, he's been frustrated for years.
First time ever I
That's
quit
it.
your league.
Yes. So, exactly. He's saying that, too. And he did quite well, Phil. Phil Brooks did an amazing job. So, no, but honestly, he was so discouraged with the wrestling business. He got that bad taste in his mouth from WWE. But that's him. That doesn't mean WWE is bad for all of them. It's just they didn't mesh after a while. CM Punk, he also had a very bad staph infection. He was wrestling on that for months. Was trying to take time off. That added to it. So There's a whole thing about it. Look up the podcast with Colt Cabana and CM Punk if you want to find out CM Punk's side of things.
I got another real quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
Just because I follow his, watch his podcast and his YouTube shows that he has. Ryback. He was saying that all the injuries and all the stuff that he had, which led to him leaving, because he had some serious issues, and shoulder, neck, all kind of stuff, and he's been rehabbing, doing it. He's got stem cell, stuff and everything. And he was saying that he's about ready for his, to make his comeback into the world of professional wrestling. Where would you like to see Ryback? Would you like to see him back in WWE, or would you like to see him at AEW?
Go to Impact.
Impact?
Yeah.
He just threw him to the wall. He just said, just put him in Impact. Nobody's going to watch it.
In all seriousness, Ring of Honor,
offensive,
Lucha Underground. So,
you don't like Ryback?
Well, not only that, man. He was such a stiff performer, man. He hurt a lot of people whenever he was there. So, I
could dig me Ryback, though. He was cool. I didn't like him as Skip Sheffield.
No, I liked him as Ryback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I liked him. I liked his character. I would like to see him on either AEW or back WWE.
He looked like he was wearing RVD clothing.
Yeah, he did. I would also like to see.
I don't know. Get the slinglets.
Bad News Barrett come back.
I would like to see Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
I liked Wade Barrett. I think Barrett wasn't used. I don't think he was used correctly.
I agree with you, Bill. I don't think he was. I think, the whole Nexus thing, I think they could have done more with that.
And then they went ahead and went to the core.
Yeah, and then they gave CM Punk the revamped Nexus, the new Nexus.
Right.
Which, don't get me started. But it was, Barrett, I do think he should have gotten more than what he was given. When they did that whole international team, what was that? It was him. It was Rusev, Sheamus.
What was it? It was
League of Nations.
League of Nations.
And I thought they had something.
It was
cool
Sheamus.
there.
It was Rusev. It was Alberto Del Rio. It was Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
There was someone else too.
Rumors has it.
Jinder Mahal.
Did you know they turned down Santino Marella? He said he.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they didn't. They said he wasn't funny enough.
What?
I heard something.
He is hilarious.
I heard something just recently about. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Where I heard it or what it was. I heard something with Santino Marella that he's doing here.
You ever hear him say John Cena?
John Cena.
John Cena.
That was his thing.
You son of my gun.
Rey Mysterio,
How about when he got eliminated from Kane at one of the Royal Rumbles? It was the fastest elimination ever. He gets in and Kane just clotheslined him over and he goes, I wasn't ready. Start it over.
Do you remember who his first match was against?
I do. It was against Umaga for the Intercontinental Championship.
And he won.
Bobby Lashley gave the assist.
Yep.
They pulled him out of the crowd.
They did.
I used to love the way he power walked to the ring. That cracked me up. Dude.
Like he had to stick up his head.
And he did the trumpet thing.
Yeah.
Cobra!
Cobra!
Cobra shake! Yeah.
Cobra!
Yeah, that was good.
Remember when they did the Cobra versus Mr. Sacco? He was at one of the Royal Rumbles. Mick Foley pulls it out, and you see Santino, and they had like a sock puppet standoff. Who's gonna happen? Mick Foley's like, "What you got?" I thought it was
fun. Yeah.
Oh man, where are we at? What time is it?
We're at 10:35 right now.
Holy moly, donut shop!
We did so much better. Last week when we tried to extend out the show, it was that first time. I don't think we were really prepared for it, and we
People
ran
were getting ready for the hurricane.
But we ran through our stuff too fast. And I
We
think
really
this
did.
time
We did.
we slowed it down. We took our time. We talked about something. Look at that.
We busted each other's
Johnny,
chops.
10:35. Look at that. We've been 95 minutes and it seemed like it went by like that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what do you think? We cut it off?
We're going to go ahead and call it a night then.
Let's do it, because
So-
I got a splitting friggin' headache. Love you guys.
So, Bill, go ahead and start us off, man.